Hello and welcome to the show. Now, if I was to talk to you about a one-make race series, the chances are you would be imagining, well, something like this, an MX-5 Cup car or a Clio or a Mini, something small, something light, relatively inexpensive, not crazy amount of powerful, but very good fun to drive. You put a field of them together and you would have an awful lot of fun. You're probably not thinking about a Bentley. However, here's the thing, the Bentley Turbo R has come to Horizon 4, and naturally the best way we could think to test them was to go racing. So what if I was to build one of these into a cup car? You know, racing so it's lightened as much as it can, a bit of power, not crazy amount of power, but a decent chunk of power, roll cage, air, all of that sort of good stuff. What would happen if we made a Bentley Turbo R cup car? So, for the first race with our Bentley, well, kind of Bentley Cup cars, we have come to the Cop Circuit, Lakehurst Cop Circuit. Now, these vehicles should, theoretically, provide some pretty great racing around here. One-make races, in general, are always going to provide some excellent entertainment because everybody is in an identical car. There is no car advantage. It's been a while, actually, since we've done a one-make race, and these things drive surprisingly well. We are starting quite high up the order, so hopefully we can do well. Now, the gearbox has been swapped out of these. It's got much shorter gear ratios than the standard vehicle, shall we say. The standard vehicle, funnily enough, doesn't have a particularly great gearbox. For a very big car, these handle amazingly well. So they're on race tyres, of course, but they've got so much more grip than you ever expect a big Bentley to have. I suspect it might actually be quite, well, maybe you could make it to be a fast vehicle, I don't know. It feels good to drive, which means I feel like it might actually be quite quick overall, but I could be wrong on that one. It's got surprisingly large amounts of grip, although of course it is kind of chunky. Here we go, through this fast corner. No question about being flat out through there. It's actually easily flat out through that section. It is aero limited to about 155 miles an hour because, I mean, it has got all the properties of well, I called it a cathedral. It basically is. It has the aerodynamic properties of a cathedral, the front end of this. So, yeah, it's not all that fast. It's not all that fast down the straights. I mean, 155 is still pretty rapid. Can we get onto the tail end of Liam's car? That is the question here. We will have the benefit of the slipstream down the straights a little bit. I mean, it's not a crazy big tow you get from these, and the crazy big effect. It is a little bit, of course. It's how brave dare we be into turn one. The answer is maybe a little too brave from me. Yeah. I knew I needed to do something. The problem is that was maybe not quite advisable. We're going to slide wide on the exit there. That's to be expected. A smidge. I might have got a little carried away with what the car could do, but it's more speculative, shall we say. I've got a gap back, so there's a big fight going on over sort of fourth place. If I can not fall too far back from the turquoisey car ahead of us, that would be good. Here we go, through this next long corner. This is where we had a dive last lap around. Are we going to be close enough to have a look this time out? No, we are not. We might be quick on the exit, because that car is quite wide through there. We get a really good run through here. Liam's actually got some sliding going on from the car. Quite difficult, despite the fact it's got some 400 horsepower and 500 and something torque. It doesn't actually slide. The rear tyres, I think they're 305s at the back. They're big rear tyres, that's for sure. And with it being 4,000 pounds and so on, it doesn't actually really move around all that much. Do we have a look at turn one? Is there going to be a defend? And the turquoise car doesn't defend through turn one. This time we are much neater through there. Liam's still got that little bit of a gap back to us, just a couple of seconds, although around the outside here in identical cars is unlikely to happen. It was sort of speculative, but not quite. These are one of the things that you do get a little bit when you do a one-make race, is if things do get spread out a little bit off the start line, it can be very difficult to make much ground up. We're too busy fighting over second now to really do much about the leader. Not that I'm sure we had much answer for Liam's pace, but yeah, we're going to have a big old fight now for second. We might end up sort of being slowed down back towards Glisker, although we've still got a fairly safe margin. There's no real defending as of yet, although it's much like making gains is difficult in the single make races. Also, making passes is difficult. You're in an identical car, you have an identical top speed, you have the same brakes, the same tyres, so going for a dive, you've really got to get it right. We are currently, I mean, hooked to the back of this car ahead. Where are we going to have a dive? Turn 1? Not really. Don't really like diving at turn 1. Oh, no, that's not quite gone to plan. I was hoping to get the good exit, and then you have a dive up the inside here. But now this time we're far enough back. Ollie does it. Oh, although there's a slide from the car ahead. That gives me a good run. The problem is it gives me a good run, but that's just made up for the time I lost at the first sort of corner. So we're back to where we were, essentially hooked on the rear bumper. I mean, if we can get a wonderful drive through this next corner and then flick to the inside for that braking zone, that's where it's probably going to happen. Is Ollie wise to it? Not really covering, but it's not a big enough braking zone to really make that happen, I don't feel. We might have to try it on the final lap of the race. We both done exactly the same thing through there, although I got away with it a little bit better. It's now side by side for us through here. We're on the outside through this next corner. We'll be inside here, though. Will this be enough to get that overlap? It's not quite. Oh, it's going to be side by side now towards turn 1. There's still not quite an overlap there. We're going to have to give some space through there. We are on the inside at least for turn 1. I think there might actually now be an overlap just about for us. Get the car slowed down through here. We get a little bit of a wiggle from all of that. Gliska has started catching us slightly as we've fought, as to be expected in this kind of race. Don't get the rear excited through there. Here we go. Up the hill we head. In fact, we've pulled a little bit of a gap as well through there. I think the final lap, as long as I don't make any silly mistakes, we should be good. We should be in the clear. It's been a good battle. Yeah, Liam's escapade away as we fought one another in all of this. However, we've had some good racing. We've had a good battle. Let's just get around these final couple of corners. Let's not beans it up through here like we did last time around. I think we just both turned in a little bit too soon is what got us in trouble through there. And once we're on a funny line, it was trouble. We bounced across the grass a little bit there, unfortunately. Not kind of what you want. There is a turquoise car looking to the outside. It's going to run out of momentum, I should think, on the grass. There's not quite going to be room for that one. We will cross the line in second place. Hopefully the game will let us keep it. Indeed it does. Fantastic stuff. I'll take the second. Yeah, Liam a little bit quicker on the lap time. Actually, Gliska gets fastest lap back in fourth. We fought one another a little bit too much over second place. So, yeah, lap time's pretty damn close. Pretty damn close indeed. The Bentleys are surprisingly good to go racing with. I didn't think I'd say that, but it is true. So, for our next race with the big Bentleys, we have come to the Bamburgh Coast Circuit, a wonderful track for racing, hopefully, these sort of cars around. Okay, we're a little bit more bearing in the pack this time. We've got Liam, Ollie and me from the top. In fact, Gliska starts on pole. We've got the top three sort of in the mid-pack for this one. A little bit more mid-pack. Should be an entertaining race, that is for sure. This is a good track, a little bit more overtaking opportunities perhaps around here. Well, these cars are so grippy, I don't think there's not crazy big braking zones anywhere really for these. We will have to see what I can do with the car, if we can make some progress forward, if anyone gets stuck in traffic. Who knows? Who knows, basically, with all of this. We're going to be flat. We should probably could be flat through there. Maybe not quite, as they all drifted a little bit wide. We're going to be the greediest of the lot across there on the inside. No rally tyres of these, of course. They're all on race tyres. They're all on slicks. No one's going to have much grip if you go across the grass. That's not the point of these. They are trying to be their own little one-make race cup series kind of a car. No one's going to really want a big dive down here, I wouldn't have thought. There's a little bit of ghost mode shenanigans going on that Liam is about to run out of. We're on the wrong side. Oh, is that Liam dumped down? Okay, there looked like some weird ghost mode spinning occurred there. That is not what you would expect, I guess. I don't even know how that. I've never seen that one before. Looked like Liam got spun leaving ghost mode, so that's a curious one. The game just couldn't decide what to do with the car. Oh, I'm in trouble at turn 1. I'm sorry, there's just nowhere I can bounce back on the circuit. I've got to get across to make the checkpoint, and there's just nowhere I can put the car. We're just all out of shape through there. So the car behind is really looking, but there's nowhere you're really going to find a way past, because even if you get to the inside there, which you can do, you're going to have no speed coming out of the corner. You're going to have no speed going down here, so yeah, probably not. Well, I mean, if you can have a dive, but you've got to be really quite alongside if you're going to make it work. We have got a big fight going on in front of us. I'm glad no one tried to dive through there. It means we can actually attack that final section with as much speed as possible. Might mean we can start reeling in the cars ahead, and it's given us that little bit of a gap that we need. What can we do in the remaining laps of this race? Can we catch up to the back of this group? Are they going to start fighting more for position? Quite probably, let's face it here. We'll go on the brakes there. Oh, I've not got... Turn 1 is so quick in this car. Turn 1 is so quick in this car that I'm just not expecting it. I'm braking way more than I should be. I just can't get to it. I love this track. This is probably one of my favourite circuits in the game. And I'm just expecting there to be a lot more braking needed, if you like. I'm just not expecting the grip level from this car. So, yeah, that's getting me in trouble. And then we got bunched a bit wide, which is unfortunate. We might be able to do something through here, possibly. Not on that line, though. That's the issue with it being a one-make race, of course, is that if you try a funky line, you're going to end up you just lose so much time in fights. As you can see here, we immediately lost touch with that lead group. I think we're going to be in the battle for 5th, and that's about it. If I could get turn 1 right, be quick, but I can't seem to get turn 1 right at the moment with these. Alright, there we go. That's more like it. That's what we got to do through all of there. Now we are right on the bumper. Have a little lift through there so we don't understeer wide. We are going to go dive across the grass. This time we get the good run on the exit. It's going to put us... I mean, we're on the long way around, but we do have the momentum coming off the corner because we weren't sliding the car. That will put us up a position here, hopefully. Indeed it does. We've got... Danger Man is also probably going to try and buy into this fight as well. We can take the tight line through here. There's not going to be too much space. That'll put us up back into 5th. Sadly, any chance of a 4th place, I think, will go in this one. Well, we're not going to catch 2 seconds in a lap unless they have a really, really big tangle. They are having a massive... It's a 4-car battle for the lead. 4 cars are covered by 7/10 of a second. I've suddenly pulled clear of the battle behind just by virtue of, well, not being in it. Still not got turn 1 right this time around, but... yeah, there's just so much grip in the Bentley, and no one's ever said that about a Bentley Turbo R, but there is a huge amount of grip in this car. It just catches you out. We're flying a little bit on this lap. This is probably the only lap in clean air I'm going to have had, and most of the lead group are this might be on for fastest lap of the race. Liam might have got one while recovering from the spin, but yeah, we have got a nice clean final lap for us here. We'll turn into this final section, carry as much speed as I dare through here. There's a big old fight going on. The pink car was out really, really wide through all of that. And we've reeled the group in. We needed about 3 or 4 more laps probably. Maybe not even that if they keep fighting at that rate. We'd catch them, but then you just hit the wall of not being able to overtake. You can see the battle going on behind. We've dropped like 2 seconds in a lap. By being in clean air in that one. It was a fun race, a bit frustrating at some points. 59.2 we would get fastest lap of the race. Liam's recovery was a 59.3 in there. Yeah, we were flying, and I know exactly what lap that was as well. It was that final lap of the race where we were running in clean air. Gliska takes victory, Ollie second, and Longbow, Chris in 4th. Yeah, I made a couple of mistakes at turn 1. Annoyingly, I couldn't get turn 1 right consistently enough early on, and then we dropped us back. Came a little bit better at the end. Still good fun, though. So, we move from some of the larger tracks that Horizon has to offer to one of the smaller circuits. This is the Broadway Village Circuit. Ooh, and we are quite a long way down the field. Okay, well, the previous 2 race winners are all the way at the back. Liam is up in 5th. I mean, there's going to be an element of how well can you get through the traffic. In this, I've got quite a lot of traffic to try and get past. We saw how much difference, how easy it is to get ensnared in battles in a one-make race, especially with cars this grippy. It's weird to be saying that, honestly. I was expecting this to be a very different vehicle. I'm glad it's here in Horizon 4. It's a fun addition to the game, there is no doubt about it. But yeah, it's an alarming amount of grip almost. We're going to be flat out through there, no problem. We're going to be flat out all the way through here, actually, because we had a good run through the first part. we just carry momentum on our way up through the field. We've got a couple of cars. We've got momentum on Longbow as well. Oh, we're out of ghost mode now. Sorry, Longbow. Longbow's going to be around the outside. We'll probably get that position. There's been a bump up ahead. They're now 3 wide in Bentleys towards the final corner. Liam is stuck in the middle. We're now in the middle of a 3 wide. I don't want to be in that particularly. We're going to duck underneath. We're going to try and follow Danger Man. Hopefully Danger Man is going to have the run. It's good enough. It's good enough. It'll work. Danger Man is going to probably, I say, annoy Liam. Danger Man is going to be the inside of Liam here at turn 1. We're going to wait a little bit. We're just going to kind of hold back, let them fight. Oh, there's no space. I had a mega run. Oh, we're going to get duck underneath Liam. Danger Man's in the way. This is all good news for Chris, who is running away up at the front, and we are going to be squeezed out a little bit on the outside. I think we've got a bit of desync. I don't think Danger Man knows where our car is with the way that's interacting with ours. What have we got behind? Brandon's behind us, not far enough. Longbow's there with the bright pink machine. Going to maybe have a little bit of a look. We are on towards the climb for the final corner. We get a good run out of there. Okay, we're 4th. Liam's looking to fight for the lead. If they slow each other down, that would be wonderful. That would be a big help for both me and Danger Man, really. Liam is finding more sliding with this car than anybody else, I think. Liam's the only one. Oh, Brandon's creating a train behind us. That's good news for me in terms of I can go all out attacking and not really worry about being overtaken from behind. I'm still braking a little early here. Even at this track now, we're having issues at turn 1. Danger Man's all across the grass. There's not going to be much speed through there. Okay. We tried a little bit too much speed through that section as well. Can we have a dive up the inside? We might be able to around this next corner. We're too far back. Danger Man's wary of it as well and covers the inside. It's going to make you slow off the corner, but Bentleys are big. It's in the way. There is little that we can do here. Brandon's got Gliska for company. We really need to get past Danger Man at the moment. We're getting quite held up in this. There's a little bit of a bump there. Though now Liam's getting held up as well. We're all getting held up. Gliska's up to 5th. Has now cleared Brandon's car. Do we just have a massive dive at turn 1? It's tempting. Chris is defending heavily for turn 1. This is really going to be slowing both Chris and Liam down. Danger Man's into the back of Liam's car, I think, through there. Not much speed going on. Liam might have got an overlap, can't quite do it. The fence is well out of the way now as they go through there. Danger Man's going to have a look alongside Liam. Liam's got no momentum coming up here. They're going to battle one another. We're going to get to the inside through here. It's side by side for everything at the moment. We get the massive run. There's just nowhere to go. We've just got a road full of Bentleys and nowhere for me to put my car. And Gliska's going to come and join us in this if we're not careful. Liam's desperately trying to get to the lead. Liam wants to get into clean air. We get a good run around the final corner. We might have finally got this position, at least. There was a little bit of a rub, but nothing too much through there. We might get 3rd place. Danger Man's going to look to the outside. Don't know if you're going to be able to find much speed. Oh, I hit the curb on the inside. I'm really sorry. I pinged off the curb on the inside, and Gliska's probably going to go and get both of us through here. Yeah, so there's a big curb on the inside that, well, it's not even a big curb, it's just sometimes you hit it and it fires you sideways. I turned into the corner, everything was good, and then everything wasn't. So that's fun. Right, we've got a couple of laps now. We've got a couple of laps at least in clean air for which to try and move forward. We actually got some sliding that time around on the exit of the corner. Come on, Bentley. We can do this. We can maybe make something happen. Liam's looking out wide over there. I'm not sure that's quite the line Liam was wanting through that corner. So we've got a big bobble on the outside. Here we go. We're going to immediately be back stuck in traffic again here. Chris has got a little bit of breathing space for this lap. If Liam has a good lap, though, might not be long until right on the bumper of Chris's car. Had a bit of a bad turn 1 here. Not too bad through the next corner, mind. I just think we're going to be a little too far back to try anything. I tried going there flat again, and it's not quite... It's brushed the wall in a couple of places is not what we want. Not what we want at all. I'm going to be too far back. It's a late go on the brakes down there. We do still get the checkpoint. We don't end up out too wide. We're closer now. We're closer on this track up the hill. Gliska's right behind us as well. It may well be a big battle on this final lap if there's going to be any positional changes. Who knows what way it's going to go. Chris is looking under threat here. We've had a good final corner and just got a little bit further away from Gliska. Yeah, it looks like Chris is under threat. If something happens between those two, we could profit from it, of course. That is always a possibility here. But there is, I say no guarantee. Hopefully we're in the right place at the right time for this. We are flat through there. Liam would have cleared out, or someone would have cleared out the fence. Liam's going for it. That's a brilliant pass if Liam can pull that off. If Liam can make that work, that will be one hell of a pass, and I think he will, you know, around there. That's a fantastic move for the lead of the race. We are too far back to be able to make the most of it. Gliska actually gets a really good run out of that corner. We were a little bit wide. Chris is having a huge dive at the final corner. They're both slow. They're both slow of the final corner. Chris has beans it up for all of them. We're going to inherit the lead. Gliska might actually get a podium out of all of that one as well. That's what I was talking about. Right place, right time. We were there for it. Gliska didn't quite get a podium in the end. Chris had a huge dive at the final corner trying to get the victory, which is kind of fair enough. The problem is they were both so slow through there that we could sneak ourselves past. I mean, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. Cheesiest of victories, if I do say so myself. Now, for our final race, we've gone a little bit silly. You see, the Bentleys are quite large cars and have proved actually quite difficult to overtake, so why not go to the track that's really very difficult to overtake on? This is the Ambleside Village Circuit. I quite like this track. We don't tend to use it very often by virtue of it not being the greatest for racing. Also very easy to end up in a wall in a couple of places, but can have some quite good fun around here. And these Bentleys are handling so well. Or I say so well. I don't know. I can't decide whether they handle so well or whether my expectation of them was a lot less. So now it seems like they handle so well, if that makes any sense. Regardless, there's quite a lot of grip in these. They're quite easy to throw around. My hope is, not to do that. In fact, me and Longbow have made very similar mistakes at the start, and that's going to cost. We've made up some places while in ghost mode, but we've also lost out to Gliska and Ollie. They've gone past. Oh, come on now. Come on, Big Bentley. We can do that. Oh, now we're out of ghost mode, theoretically. Oh, I don't know if we're in ghost mode. I'm not quite sure whether we were in ghost mode or whether we were not in ghost mode there. It's hard to tell. I mean, I thought we were out of ghost mode with Ollie, and then we drove through the car, so I assumed that we were, because sometimes the cars can look solid and still be in ghost mode. I'm not sure whether we pushed them in the wall or whether... I don't quite know. I apologise if it was that. I'll say Forza's ghost moding didn't really help matters through there. Ewan has got the lead. We've got me and Gliska chasing Ewan down. Oh, God, the thing turns in so well. Why does it turn in so well? What have I been playing lately that's... I've played Horizon I played Horizon to unlock the car fairly recently. I don't know why I'm being suddenly surprised by this Bentley's driving physics. There we go. We've got a good run through here, but just where do you overtake around here? Really, the one opportunity you get to overtake is you might have a dive around here somewhere. Across the grass with the slick tyres is probably not a wise idea. Ewan's doing a good job at the moment of just staying far enough away. I mean, it might be a case of just bide your time until an opportunity arises, much as we saw in that last race. Oh, because it is super difficult to overtake. Ewan got a big slide, he's going to lose some time through that section. We're taking a slightly different line through here. I was hoping to be quick on the exit. We get a good run down the hill. I mean, we're not really going anywhere. Can we... I thought I was going to miss the check. I was worried I was going to miss the checkpoint. Gliska's now stuck in traffic here. Ewan gets a little bit wide through there. Oh, Ewan's going to fall into line. This is, I say, bad news for me here. If Ewan's struggling a little bit more with the car, we need to get past. We need to do this quickly. Oh, there is some sliding. This might be the best opportunity I get to make this pass stick. Ewan struggled with that final corner. Has been out wide a couple of times. That will put me up into a second place. Gliska slides through turn 1. Right, let's run away. Let's try and chase down that green machine if we can. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the Bentleys, I gotta say. It's a lot of fun. As far as like a cup car style vehicle goes, it's actually really good. We got to quick this lap around. This has had a little bit of a scruffy lap. It's just where are we going to find an overtake? around here. We don't have the tyres to really go on the grass to try anything funky. And again, if you're on rally tyres and whatnot, you might go for the wide line that I have kind of been taking. You just don't really get much grip out there. Again, there's a little slide. That might be what makes the difference, although Gliska, as they slide around, moves across a little bit to cover, which is fair enough. We've got a good run through here. The green car's in a little bit of bother, but have not got an overlap. And again, Gliska's going to cover. Can't look for the inside through here just yet. We're keeping Gliska sort of tight to the apex of the corner. It's going to be a lot of green paint on the front bumper of my car through here. I mean, we're not... It's very sort of light. It's touring car contact, basically, is what we've got going on at the moment. We're pretty much pushing Gliska through a bunch of these corners. Longbow has also got the pass done on Ewan, but lost time. It's a couple of seconds back. Gliska's run wide, hits the signpost. That's going to be the invitation for me to get alongside. Can I complete the pass, though? Well enough. I've got to run super deep through there. It's going to make me slow through this next corner, but it was the only opportunity I had to make that really work. We had to do that if we were going to get the pass to stick. You can see the green nose of the car behind. Gliska wants to go up the inside here. We'll give some space, as I suspect that's going to be slow off the corner. Not slow enough, though. Now we're going to have to try to go the long way around at the hairpin up here, which we might be able to hold on to because we're on the inside for this next section. Oh, there's some swapping of paint. We're still going to be alongside, though, as we head here. Oh, there's quite a lot of swapping of paint. There's some leaning from the Bentleys. It's still side by side. So this is a narrow circuit. This is a circuit you do not go too wide around. And so far we've spent an entire lap side by side here. We've got a couple more laps to go. Can we pull this one off? I don't know. Maybe if we can get out of this final corner well enough. We do. Right. Longbow has caught us as we did that, which is perhaps unsurprising, really. Oh, no, I've got a big slide through there. Don't do this again. Not this lap, not this lap, not this lap. There we go. Oh, we've just got it. I don't know whether there's a bit of desync or not there from our end. Now we've got to try and be defensive. Gliska sends it across the grass, but is then slow on the exit. We're going to do this again, are we? For another lap, we go side by side on our way down the hill here. There is Bentley space on the outside there, but it is only just room for one Bentley. Forza collisions, I mean, as we're seeing with this being side by side for lap after lap, Forza collisions sometimes are a little curious. I feel like there are times where there's collisions happening where the cars aren't actually in contact, and quite what we see on each screen is always a little funky when you're racing quite this close together. But I mean, that's almost 2 laps of side by side fully around Ambleside. So, yeah. We're on the final lap now. We have got a little bit of breathing space. What an absolutely manic race this has been. What a wonderful car as well, I have to say. Come on, around these next couple of corners we go. Let's just... No silly mistakes now. We've seen how difficult it is to pass around this track. Run a lap on our own and we should... we should be okay by now. This actually had a really quick run through all of this, but I don't think you're going to have room really to try and overtake up through these next couple of corners. We'll certainly defend heavily through here. I guess we can try. Oh, there's not going to be any room. In fact, actually, we beamed up into the wall on the inside, but there's just so little space that it doesn't matter. We will cross the line. We will take a victory in the Bentley Cup. We didn't get fastest lap. That would go to Ollie further back in 5th place down there. Chris was quick down in 10th. Actually, Ollie recovered well from trouble on that start. As I said, I think I might have had something to do with it, but a little bit of ghost mode weirdness did occur there. Those are really cool. Those are really, really cool. I don't know how as an overall A-class car, they're going to be particularly. I just know when you build them full grip and so on, that's actually surprisingly good to drive. Really surprisingly good to drive. I definitely think a Bentley Turbo R Cup car is the way to go. I definitely think it is the way to go. They're an awful lot of fun. Really cool vehicles, interesting vehicles to have in Horizon 4. I like this sort of car. This is why I love, love Forza games, when you can have cars like this and make them do wacky one-make race series, for example. It's a very cool addition. And we've got a couple of wins. Always nice. That, though, is going to be it for this video. You can download this tune if you want to. You can find it on the share front. I built this one. I threw it together. You can download this tune if you want to have a go with the surprisingly grippy Bentley. But that is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.